Well, Fairfield and Dungarvan will stage Sunday's Munster Club football final between Clonmel Commercials and Nemo Rangers at 2 o'clock. And to preview the game, delighted to welcome back to the show former Waterford football boss, John Kiely. And John, is this one of the biggest football games Fairfield has hosted in recent times?
And then the present field, it is, I suppose, it's one of the biggest we've had in a long time. But it has staged Munster finals in other grades. I remember, we won the Munster Junior football final against Cockdown in 2004. And there has been several Munster intermediate and junior finals played there, and All-Ireland club finals played there over the years, you know.
And this game on Sunday, John, it's a repeat of the 2015 final when Commercials caught Nemo at the death with that goal from Michael Quinlivan. Was that a flash in the pan, or do you think Commercials are capable of adding another title on Sunday?
Well, Commercials are a nice team, and of course Quinlivan was an all-star at the time, and he was the top of his game. He's still a pretty good player, but they probably stole it that day. You know, I'd say Nemo were coasting. They were 2 points up, and as far as I remember, they were into about the 4th minute of injury time when he got the ball, and I remember he just, well, it was deftly done. He rolled it past the keeper into the corner of the net. So fair play to Nemo, fair play to Commercials. I think it was the first time Tipperary side won the Munster title, you know. But I say Tipperary, Nemo Rangers are gutted after, because they're not used to losing Munster finals like that over the years, you know.
And are this current Commercials team stronger than they were 4 years ago when they won it for the first time, John?
I don't think they are. No, well, in the Kennedys and Quinlivan, they have 3 really outstanding players, you know, and I think they have about 10 of the 15 team, you know. I don't think they're stronger. I think Nemo are probably better. They struggled a bit in the Cock final in the second half against Hallow. I know they weren't impressed with their second half display. It looked all over at half time, but they weren't that impressive in the second half. And then in the Munster Championship against Newcastle West, I know some of them went to see the Limerick final, and the standard was pretty bad, and they were probably overconfident. And they got a bit of a scare for Newcastle. They only won it by, I think, 3 points in the finish, you know. But against Aston Stacks, they blitzed Aston Stacks. Now, in fairness to Aston Stacks, they had been gone out the Kerry Championship for a while because of the crazy rule up there. There's a club championship, and then there's the real championship, which involves the group teams. And of course, you had East Kerry with the Cliffords clan winning the Kerry Championship, beating Crokes in the final. But of course, group teams can't take part in the Munster Championship, so that meant that Aston Stacks had won the club championship earlier, so they had been out of action for a good few weeks, and they had only about a week, you know, knew a week in advance that they were playing Nemo Rangers in the Munster Championship. And of course, Nemo blitzed them, you know. But I think Nemo had 3 really good forwards, like Luke Connolly in the championship in the year just gone, and especially in the Dublin game. I thought he was outstanding against Dublin. In all Cork's games, he looks a great find. And Barry O'Driscoll as well is good. And you know, I think Connolly and O'Driscoll could be the main. And of course,
Paul Kerrigan, yeah.
Paul Kerrigan is, has been ever present on Cork teams for the last number of years.
Yeah.
And in the 3 of those, I think they have really 3 top-class forwards. I think more than the Commercial defence will be able to handle. And looking at the conditions, I know there's been an awful lot of rain, but we have had a couple of good days now, and the forecast is for a good day tomorrow, and it looks like Sunday won't be too bad. So I think the conditions will suit Nemo as well, because they're an out-and-out football team, you know.
Yeah, and like Nemo are top of the pile in Munster, John. They've 16 titles. It's a remarkable record, really. How does this current team compare with some of the great sides of the past?
Well, it's always difficult comparing different eras, you know, but like Nemo are not a club, like they're an institution up there, you know, like if you go there and see the setup that they have, you know, they have about 4 pitches, they have indoor pitches, they have AstroTurf, they have gyms, they have everything that a young person, boy or girl, needs. Have everything there, but apart from having everything, they have all these coaches coaching them up from under 6, which have been iconic Cork players over the years. People like Stephen O'Brien, probably Cork's greatest ever player, a man who could play in any position. Colin Cochrane, you know, and Billy Morgan, of course, is the father figure, one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time, maybe until Stephen Cluxton came along. So, like, I mean, that's what you're like. Nemo don't know anything on his success. Like you said, they have 16 Munster titles, which is incredible. But they've also got about 21 or 22 Cork titles. You know, so like, and plus all the underage titles, intermediate titles, they have a premier intermediate side up there that will probably beat more senior teams in Waterford.
And do you fancy him to add number 17 on Sunday against Commercials, John?
I do, yeah. I think they're about 8 to 15, and the handicap is 2 points. And I think maybe if a fellow is considering having a bet at the weekend, Nemo -2 against Clonmel Commercials on a good day in Dungarvan could be the bet, yeah.
Very good. And look, like I suppose for neutrals, they'll be looking forward to seeing two of the top forwards in Munster, as you mentioned there, Luke Connolly for Nemo Rangers and Michael Quinlivan for Commercials.
It was, yeah, because they'd be, this word that they use, a marquee forward, a forward who can swing onto the left or swing onto the right and kick scores from the tightest of angles, you know. Connolly is one of those. Connolly is a breath of fresh air. I was really impressed with him during the year. And of course, Quinlivan has proved it. This guy is top class as well. So you want to have people at either end of the field that can get scores, and that's why people pay entry. Well, that's why a lot of people pay entry fee to go in to see players like that who have all the skills in the game. And Nemo have a few more guys besides him, but Connolly to me is their number one forward, you know. And I'm looking forward to seeing him playing, and looking forward to see how the Commercials defence are going to cope with him. I know Commercials are a well-managed team, and that they've come out of Tipperary, but maybe the Tipperary Championship mightn't be as strong as it has been in former years, you know. And I know they beat Milltown Malbay in the semi-final, and I think they were kind of lucky enough to get out of They were lucky enough to get out of that one, you know. Having said that, Rathcormac had also put up a good performance in their first journey into Munster in 20 years. They put up a good performance against Milltown Malbay, quite a young team. They should see this as a stepping stone to the other Munster campaigns in the future, because about 5 or 6 other Rathcormac team under 21, you know. So I think that they should look on the Milltown Malbay as a step in the right direction and continue next year. I think they're a team with a bright future.
Well, John, thanks a million for taking our call today, and enjoy the Munster Club final on Sunday.
I'll enjoy it, and hopefully Nemo will win it by a couple of points.
Very good.